Welcome to the Charter Spectrum Cup Series, Season 2, Race Number 1, here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600. The Charter Spectrum Cup Series is back, and it's been renamed to the Charter Spectrum Cup Series. We are back, and these drivers are back and ready for action here in the Season 2 of the Charter Cup Series. You can see Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick starting on the front row. We got many new drivers that are driving that didn't drive full-time last year, but are driving full-time this year. So got a lot of new competitors this year to compete for the championship. Now here are a few storylines before the race. Got Danica Patrick and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the two lovebirds, and Jamie McMurray were all caught up in a wreck during practice, so they will have to start in the rear of the field. And let's take a look at that now. See, McMurray got loose, hard hit for Danica Patrick, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. had nowhere to go, so that's why they're starting in the back. And Casey Mears, who was caught up in that horror crash at Cleveland Raceway for the finale, he was injured pretty badly, but he is back. And he says he feels just fine to go back in action today. And let's take a look at today's starting lineup. Starting on the pole, you have Denny Hamlin, and alongside him is Kevin Harvick. Row number 2, you have Joey Logano and Kyle Larson. Row number 3 is the defending champ, Jimmy Johnson, and to his outside is Kurt Busch. Row number 4, you have Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch. Row number 5, you have Martin Truex Jr. and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Row number 6 has Casey Kane and David Bragan. Row 7 has Carl Edwards and Clint Bowyer. Row number 8 seats Tony Stewart and Eric Almirola, both in throwback cars this weekend. In row number 9, you have Chase Elliott, who's also in a throwback car, and Greg Biffle. Row number 10 has AJ Allmendinger and Austin Dillon. Row number 11 has Paul Menard and Ryan Newman to his outside, RCR teammates. Row number 12, you have Matt Kenseth and Ryan Blaney. Row 13 is Michael McDowell making his first career start, and also making his first career start, AJ Allmendinger. Row 14, you have Josh Wise and Chris Buescher making his second start. Row 15 has Casey Mears and Trevor Bayne. Row 16 has Alex Bowman and Brian Scott, also making his first ever start. Row 17 has the two lovebirds, Danica Patrick and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And running out the field is number 1 car of Jamie McMurray, and DNQs are David Gilliland, Timmy Hill, and Landon Castle. Here's your race info. We got 10 laps. 38 drivers attempted to make the field, but only 35 made it. There are 10 drivers that either drove part-time or not even at all last season that are driving full-time this season. And Season 2 is ready to start. The green flag is in the air, and Season 2 is underway. Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin lead us down. Hamlin's going to clear Harvick off of turn number 2. Larson looking to get around Harvick for the second spot. Hamlin's going to lead the first lap of the season. Harvick has a good run on the inside, but Hamlin gets a good run on the outside. And Harvick is now loose, and he's down to the 5th spot after a little tap from Larson in contact. But Larson is up to 2nd. He's on a move. Oh, we got a big wreck off of turn number 2. 5 cars involved. We see Tony Stewart, Eric Almirola. I see Chase Elliott running full-time this season. Let's take a look at the replay. It's really hard to tell from that angle exactly how it happened, but very hard hit for Tony Stewart, and he just gets nailed in the rear from Eric Almirola. Let's take a look at it from another angle. See, right there, Edwards got into Chase Elliott, and that spun Chase Elliott into Tony Stewart, and nothing Tony Stewart could have done there. And looks like the camera went out for some reason, but there are all the guys in the garage. We're back to go green. We're ready to go back green on lap 6 of 10. Denny Hamlin chooses the inside for this restart, and he leads us back down. He's going to slide in front of Larson off 2, and Joey Logano, with a huge run into turn 3, drives in too hard and hits the wall. So Denny Hamlin back into the lead with 4 to go. Here comes Harvick flying back up to the field. He's back up into 3rd, and Logano is loose. Him and Kurt Busch making contact. No, Logano blows a tire, and Jimmy Johnson gets collected in that as well. And here are the leaders at the moment of caution, 3 wide. Kevin Harvick had the lead, but a very hard wreck. And you can see the tire blew out, left rear blew out from Logano. Take a look at what happened here. There's the contact, probably caused a tire rub. And yeah, and right there, yeah, it just blows out. You can see nothing Johnson could have done. Nails the back of him, and they both go into the wall hard. But that's going to set us up for a green-white checkered. And there are all the cars in the garage. Now we're going to go back green with 2 laps to go. Kevin Harvick leads the field back down to the green, and he already is clear of Kyle Larson. Larson's going to slide into that second spot. Here comes David Reagan out of nowhere. But anyway, Kevin Harvick takes the white flag. Can Larson do anything? Here comes Reagan. He's trying to get around Kyle Larson for that second spot. And Kevin Harvick's going to run away with it. And off of turn 4, Kevin Harvick gets his first career Charter Spectrum Cup Series win. And it's going to come here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as the field flashes across the start-finish line. So Kevin Harvick picks up his first career Charter Cup Series victory, and he's going to do his burnout on the front straightaway. And you can see him celebrating with his crew down in the infield. Now we're going to take a look at your finishing results. So obviously winning the race was Kevin Harvick. Kyle Larson comes in second. Larson's finished second a lot of times. There's David Reagan, Denny Hamlin, and Kurt Busch finishing after top 5. One of the better runs Kurt Busch has ever had in the series. And then there's his brother Kyle finishing right behind him in 6th. Then there's Casey Kane, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Martin Truex Jr., and Brad Keselowski, who round out your top 10. Then you have Matt Kenseth, Greg Biffle, Jamie McMurray, Paul Menard, and Ed Allmendinger. There's your top 15. And here are the rest of the guys, 27th through 35th. Just bad runs for Jimmy Johnson, Joey Logano, Carl Edwards, Eric Almirola, Clint Bowyer, Chase Elliott, and Tony Stewart, just in the wrong place and the wrong time. Now here are your point standings. Kevin Harvick is obviously locked into the chase already, and Kyle Larson is behind by 3 points. And Denny Hamlin's actually in 3rd because he led the most laps, and so he gets 1 point for leading a lap and another point for leading the most laps. And Kevin Harvick also gets an extra point for leading a lap. And the point standings are pretty much the same as the finishing results, as you can see. And they're the rest of the guys. Landon Castle, Timmy Hill, and David Gilliland are all tied for 36th because they all got no points because they didn't even start the race. But Joey Logano, Carl Edwards, Jimmy Johnson, Eric Almirola, Clint Bowyer, Chase Elliott, and Tony Stewart already have themselves in a big hole here early in the season. Now here are your Rookie of the Year standings. David Reagan is actually at the top with 37 points. And then basically the rookies are people that didn't even race half. Rookie of the Year, you can only compete for it if you didn't race half of the races last season. So David Reagan's leading the points there. Paul Menard's down by 10. Justin Allgaier and Michael McDowell both making their first starts, already 3rd and 4th in the standings. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in for today's coverage of the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. And for the first race of Season 2, I'm trying to make this season way better than Season 1. Tell me what you think of the race down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you at Race 2 at either Darlington, Pocono, or Gateway. I can't wait to get started on the race, and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.